glasses off, and wherever you are, sit yourself as comfortable as you can, feet on the floor. And when we meditate, when we take the time, meditation is just a word. I truly believe that my ancestors, and I believe all the ancestors of all nations, did something like this long time ago, because you're talking back in the cave days when people lived in caves and stuff. They had to sit with the land, with nature, with the world around them, and they had to get in tune with it in order to survive. So that meant they had to watch, they had to listen. They knew by the taste of things if something was good for them. And when they ate things, they knew if their body liked it or not. They were very in tune. They were meditators back then. Like, wow, it was wonderful. And that's how they survived. But as time went on, we got away from that. And now all we have to do is flick the switch on the wall, the light comes on, the light of the world comes on. We don't have to go hunting anymore. We go to the grocery store and there's like slews of food, and we don't get in tune with it like we used to at one time. So this is a little bit of being able to just get in tune with ourselves also. So I'll walk you through a guided meditation. I'm not going to use any sounds or anything. I usually have bells, but I don't have them with me today. They're in my other class. So I'm going to ask you to just close your eyes, place your hands wherever they're comfortable. And I'm going to ask you to meet your breath. So when you take a breath in, take it in through your nostrils and feel it as it comes in. That breath in. And when you breathe out, let it go through your nostrils also. Again, breathe in. Feel the coolness of the breath and breathe out. This breath in. And this breath out. This breath in. And this breath out. Again, this breath in. And this breath out. And just sit and be with your breath as it continues breathing. And just feel it come in and go out the best that you can. And if you notice that you're thinking of something or whatever you're thinking about or whatever thoughts might just come suddenly float in there, and because that's what our brain does, that's what our mind does. That's okay. But if you look at them and you start talking to them or thinking of them, it will take you away from this moment that you're breathing. So when that happens, you can tell yourself, oh, I know that I'm thinking about something. I'm going to let it go. And you can let it go by either putting it on a cloud, or you can put it in a basket and put it on a boat and let it float off. Or you can put it in a bag and tie the bag up and put it on a hook. And your train of thoughts will come around and swoop that up and take it off. Whatever you're comfortable in doing with your thoughts. And then you tell yourself, come back to my breath. Come back to my breath in this moment. Then you say this breath in and this breath out. This breath in and this breath out. This breath in and this breath out. And just sit and be in this moment. And sometimes some of us think a lot of thoughts come by. And if you have to let your thoughts go and then come back 50 times, well, that's what you have to do. And in time, it will get less. Now, as we're sitting here, I want you to become aware of the seat that you're sitting on. What does it feel like? What does it feel like where your buttocks are touching the seat? That sensation. This is what it feels like to sit. Now be aware of how your feet feel making contact with the floor. And our hands, where are our hands? The feeling of that sensation of contact where our hands are touching. Are they on a table, or are they on a chair? Are they on your lap? There's always sensations going on. In myself, I try to practice by imagining that I have a string on the back of my head. And that string, I'll pull that string up. And when I pull it up, it makes my head tilt down a little bit. And it makes me want to sit up straight. For some, it may be difficult to do that. And if you're not able to do that, that's fine. But it's a practice that will help your body to achieve its very best at a very gentle rate. I used to have burning sensations in my back when I used to try to sit straight. I don't today. But when it used to happen, I was told to take my breath and breathe into the pain, right down into the pain. You can imagine your breath as a sacred smoke, and when you breathe it in, You direct it right down to the pain and just embrace it for a second, and then release your breath and let the pain go with it. And you do that, you keep doing that about 7 times. And what you're allowing the pain to do, you're allowing the pain to be exactly what it is. And it will actually calm down. Now that takes a lot of practice because we have a lot of doubt. We have a lot of agitation and anxiety. So it takes practice to be able to do that, but it's well worth the practice. Because you're learning to love your pain. Your pain is your body communicating with you. It's telling you that there's something not quite right. And it's probably in your mind. Where is your mind? Is it worrying? Is it thinking of the future? Is it remembering the past? Reliving the past? It's doing everything but being in the moment. Now I'm going to ask you to imagine yourself, bring yourself into a walking position in your mind. And you're walking through a forest. And there's this path in the forest. And this forest is whatever you would like it to be, because it is your forest. Whatever kind of trees you like, whatever kind of flowers, berries, the smell, the birds. Whatever it is, it's your forest. And it's very safe, very warm, and embracing in this forest. And you're looking at everything as you're walking along. This is you. So as you continue walking, you're going to hear the sound of water running a little bit. Ah, now we're coming close to the edge of the path. And there's a stream of water. Now this stream can be a small little trickle of a stream. It can be a nice little wide stream, or perhaps it's even wider than that. And it might be running hard, or it might be very smooth. Whatever your stream is like, that's your stream. And as you're standing there at the edge of the path, looking at your stream, you're going to see a rock now. There's a rock now at the bottom of your feet, right in front of you. It's a huge rock, a flat one. And it's there for you to sit upon. So as you gently get on your rock and sit whichever way is comfortable for you, you can feel the vibration of your stream of the water as it runs past the rock, and as it gently touches it and moves onto the side to go around. You're going to notice the bubbles that are on this stream. Even when a stream is moving slowly, there are little bubbles, air bubbles that you'll see. Now, this stream that you're looking at is your stream of thoughts. And the bubbles are all the thoughts that there are. And they're forever forming, just like our thoughts. Now I'm going to ask you to look at one of those bubbles, to really look at it. And it's going to be a bubble. It's going to be something that's going to kind of make you uneasy. Not anything too dramatic, just something that worries you. And just look at it for a second. And now, I want you to be aware of where in your body do you notice a sensation of whatever you're thinking of this thought that makes you worry. Sometimes we feel it in our shoulders. Sometimes we feel it in our arms or our back. Our body is reacting to it. So now you're going to tell your thought, okay, I don't need you right now. I know what you are. I'm going to place you on that cloud or place you wherever I need to and allow you to drift off. You can watch it drift off. Tell yourself, come back to this moment. Come back to my breath. This breath in and this breath out. And this breath in and this breath out. And if you find yourself keep going back to that thought to want to look at it again, keep letting it go and keep bringing yourself back to this moment. And keep telling yourself, back to my breath, this breath in and this breath out. This breath in and this breath out. And just sit and be with the one who gives you your breath. And keep feeling your breathing. Now I'm going to ask you to look at another bubble. And in this bubble is going to be something that's going to make you feel very well, very happy. Perhaps it's joy. And again, we're going to look at it for a second. And now we're going to be aware of what we're doing in our physical body. Are we even smiling? Do we feel light? What is it that you feel? What's the sensation? Now we're going to let that bubble, we're going to place it again on a cloud and let that bubble go. Not to worry, it'll be back because it's your thought. But right now we don't need that. Even as well as it makes us feel. Allow it to drift off. Now come back to this moment. Come back to my breath. This breath in. And this breath out. This breath in and this breath out. One more time. And this breath in. Feel it come in and this breath out. And allow yourself to just sit and be with the one who gives you your breath. Now, as you're sitting there, and you've met your breath now, this is your breath that gives you life. And you've met your stream of thoughts. And when you ask yourself sometimes, when you're thinking about something, ask yourself, where is my mind? What is it thinking about? Is it thinking about the future? Is it thinking about something that makes me upset? Is it think about something in the past? Most of the time, we're either in the future or we're reliving something in the past. Hardly are we ever in the present moment. And all those thoughts, sometimes from the past, they can be full of resentment, sadness, very traumatic things. And when we think about them, when we relive them, when we play that movie over and over and over again, we make our physical being very ill, because our physical being is reacting to what we're thinking. That's everything. That's our stomach, our heart, our liver, our kidneys, our blood cells, our muscles, our bones, our brain. So by being able to look at them, it's like we make peace with it because we don't need it right now. It's from the past. Everything we need right now is right here, right in this moment, as you're sitting there. Or sometimes we worry about the future, how we're going to plan things. We can always plan things, but we can never know what the outcome of that plan is. Or perhaps we try to control everything. And oh, that's a hard job to do. It really takes a toll on us, causes ulcers and high blood pressure. And it causes cancer. Cancer is a living cell inside of us. And there may be other factors that attribute to it also. Everyone is different. But if you get to know yourself and your thoughts and allow them to go and allow yourself to be in the moment, that's when the healing starts. Your body is able to heal itself in the moment if we give it the moment to do so. So now you can pick yourself up off your rock and stand up and Take a nice breath of everything around you. You can turn around and go back onto your path in your forest. As you're gently walking back, perhaps touching a tree here and there, a leaf as it's hanging, flowers. This is here all the time. This is you. You can come here anytime. Now at the end of the path of the forest, you're going to see a huge tree, and the tree is carved into a chair. And as you make your way there and you sit yourself on your chair, you're able to gaze at your forest and your stream of thoughts. And now as you feel yourself sitting in your chair, I'm going to bring your sensation back into your room wherever you are. And now you're feeling yourself sitting in the chair where you are. So now let's take a breath in, an intentional breath, and we're going to take a little deep breath. So take a breath in, lift your chest up, and release it. And let your shoulders melt. Take a breath in. And this time fill your belly up, and then your chest. And release it. And let your shoulders melt. One more time. This breath in. Down to the belly. Let your belly expand like a balloon. Again, take a breath. Let you fill up your lungs and release it. And let your shoulders melt. And just sit and be. And now I'm going to ask you to move your fingers, wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes the best that you can. Slowly open your eyes and gaze where you are. And still be aware of what that feeling feels like being in the moment. And now reach up and stretch. That's wonderful. And slowly let your arms come down. Feel how your muscles work in your bones. You're back into the moment.